some things happen only in India, and this holds especially true when it comes to matters of faith.
इंडिया की सारी कम्युनिटीज में रिलीजन और फेथ की मान्यता यहाँ है. It's not all about praying, it's one big celebration जहाँ म्यूजिक होगा, खाना होगा and definitely the power of collective faith. Sometimes this faith and this devotion gets a bit extreme. मैं हूँ इस वक्त पालनी में जो है तमिलनाडु में और वहाँ पर कुछ अतरंगी चीज़ें हो रही हैं. You should have a look.
I'm on my way to Tamil Nadu, to the famous temple towns of Tiruchirappalli and Palani, both around 150 kilometers apart from each other. These towns are famous for their power and the magnitude of their faith. First stop is Palani, and I'm going to witness the Tamil festival of Thai Pusam. The festival happens in the Tamil month of Thai, which usually falls during the months of January and February. Thai Pusam comes from two words. Thai, which comes from the month, and Pusam, which refers to a star that is at its highest point during the festival. And to get first-hand knowledge about this festival, I met Mr. Ravi Pal, a local journalist.
Why is Thai Pusam celebrated?
The month of Thai is a very important month as far as Tamil people are concerned.
Correct.
Lord Muruga is a Tamil god,
Yes.
a god for Tamil people.
Yeah.
So, in the Thai Pusam festival, it's a full moon day today.
What is the, like all of these people are here,
Yeah.
what is like the preparation for Thai Pusam? What is done to celebrate it?
Mostly, it's a way of offering
Yeah.
their faith
Yeah.
to Lord Muruga.
Yeah.
Main significance of Thai Pusam is coming with a barefoot,
Yeah.
with lot of what is that faith. They do certain things.
Yeah.
They offer themselves for Lord Muruga, and they're coming by barefoot.
Yeah.
That is the main significance.
Thai Pusam is celebrated in honor of the Lord Murugan, an avatar of Karthik, the god of war. Murugan is a very popular deity in Tamil Nadu, and Palani happens to be one of the 6 holy abodes of the god. Today is the 7th and the main day of this 10-day festival. During the festival, some devotees carry heavy burdens and even inflict hardships upon themselves to demonstrate their faith and also to get blessings from the gods. And sometimes the levels of faith reach a point of no return, where the devotees literally lose themselves and go into a trance. That was very intense. The hypnotic drum beats and the dancing. But of course, not everything here is that intense.
So what's happening right now?
They are coming from Coimbatore. It's a part of Tamil Nadu. On the festival of Thai Pusam,
Okay.
coming barefoot with some with a faith of offering this kavadi to the Lord
Kavadi
Muruga.
is this
This is
the-
the kavadi. This is the kavadi. They are taking on their shoulders
Yeah.
and they are offering to the Lord Muruga. Before offering this kavadi to Lord Muruga,
Huh.
they are making the final prayer here.
Okay.
Near the Sanmuga Nadi. This is the Sanmuga river.
Correct.
It's a holy and sacred river. They are taking their bath,
Yeah.
and after taking bath, they are offering this kavadi to Lord Muruga.
Wooden structure or kavadi, which is carried on the shoulder, seems to be the most common burden carried by everyone. Or so I thought. Turns out that there is one more thing, an extreme expression of devotion which left me very shaken. Every year, there are some devotees who volunteer for the most painful act of devotion at Thai Pusam. An act where they are pierced through their mouths with a 6 feet long spear. The spear is called Veil and is symbolic of Lord Murugan's weapon. I don't get it. I honestly can't imagine how they do it. It's clearly painful, but these guys seem completely unaffected. Such is the power of their faith. Once they are pierced, the volunteers take a 7-kilometer walk barefoot to the top of the Palani hill, to the temple of Lord Murugan. The entire walk with a spear pierced through their mouth. This truly is the most painful act of devotion I have ever seen in my life. The initial bathing and piercing rituals are done here next to the Shanmuga river. Once they are over, all the devotees go towards the Murugan temple. And Mr. Ravi Pal and I also start our journey towards the temple, with of course a short break for tea.
So how many people are we talking that would come today for the Thaipusam festival to Palani?
The Thaipusam festival is celebrated for 10 days.
Okay.
This is Thaipusam day. The 7th day is the most important day.
Okay.
For the total of 10 days, around 10 to 15 lakh people they will come.
There seems to be something very interesting happening next to us at the stove.
You have to tell me ये क्या scene है? इन्होंने ये कैसे बना रखा है?
It's a kerosene stove.
It is a what?
Kerosene stove.
Kerosene stove.
Kerosene
I think
stove.
it's a Rajnikant stove.
Kerosene.
How does it work?
The kerosene is there. When they pump, the air goes inside and it lifts the kerosene to burn.
This was amazing. A cycle pump to rev up the fire? I of course had to try it.
We are missing a tire, but definitely something is getting cooked. This is so crazy.
This had to be the coolest example of the great Indian Jugaad. Coming up, after a little song and dance, I finally reached the hilltop temple of Palani in a very unusual way. Then I top it all up with some authentic rabbit biryani, Chettinad style. The Murugan temple is on one of the two adjoining hills in Palani, and to symbolize these two hills, the devotees of Lord Murugan carry on their shoulders the Kavadi, which is decorated with flowers and peacock feathers. Kavadis can also be smaller, like the Pal Kavadi, which are vessels of milk and rose water carried by some ladies. But whatever the shape and size of the Kavadis, they are all symbols of the hardship that a devotee is willing to experience to please their Lord Murugan. Another fascinating aspect of Thaipusam is the fact that people from all facets of society come to be a part of it. And I am about to meet a couple of them.
People will come throughout India. Even in the world also they may come.
Correct.
And perform Kavadi with Kavadi Puja.
It's like a performance. So there'll be dancing. And what do you do otherwise? Like I know.
Just carry the Kavadi with the shoulder.
No, but what do you do in life other than this?
Other than this, I was retired deputy collector.
You were the DC?
Yes.
That's a very important man right
He
there.
is software engineer.
He's a software
He is software
engineer.
engineer. He is the driver.
It's really inspiring to see people from all kinds of professions here. I also realized that this festival is not only about hardship, but also about enjoying and celebrating their faith. And where there is celebration and dancing, can I ever be far off?
I feel like I have two left feet. I don't know how they're doing it. not just me. Everybody's doing their own thing.
The dancing is easy, but what I really want to do is to try the Kavadi Attam. I want to dance with a kavadi on my shoulder. And I did it. It was heavy, but hey, if these guys can walk for hours with it, I can at least dance for a bit. The Murugan temple on the 150-meter hill can be reached in 3 ways: by foot, by a ropeway, or in a very unusual way, a haulage winch.
You won't fall, no? Back. You and me, everybody's safe.
Yeah.
over here.
Let's see.
How long does it take from here
7
to...
minutes from down to climbing.
And if you were to walk, how long would it take?
And 20 minutes in normal walk.
That's very big.
Those who are going very fast, they can go between.
Correct. This is probably a senior citizen thing, right?
Not like that. It's also a pleasure thing.
Yeah.
Those who want to go very fast.
The haulage winch, which first started way back in 1966, is quite a unique thing. It looked like a train compartment, but it actually isn't. The difference lies in the fact that it doesn't have a motor or an engine, but it is hauled up by a chain. A distance of 290 meters, lasting a very cramped 7 to 8 minutes. Finally, we reached the temple, and unsurprisingly, it's completely packed.
इतनी मेहनत करके 7 किलोमीटर चल के इतने बड़े कावड़े को अपने सर पे रख के finally it finishes here at the temple and lying down is an order, no?
What an experience this has been. From dawn till now, with piercings, dances, and the Kavadi Attam. It's super intense, and one really has to admire the devotion of these devotees. Even if one doesn't quite agree with their methods. After all, for lakhs of people, it's just a small matter of faith. My next stop is going to be the temple town of Tiruchirappalli or Trichy. But considering that Trichy lies alongside the famous Chettinad region of Tamil Nadu, I'm taking a slight detour into the countryside to a little village called Alakudi. For a taste of the famous Chettinad cuisine at the house of Mr. Dorai Rajan.
Hi. How are you?
How are you?
Very good. The chef is inside?
Yes,
Chettinad is the cuisine of the Chettinars, a prosperous Tamil business community who are much celebrated for their food. And their spicy non-vegetarian dishes are a world apart from the vegetarian food that we usually associate with Tamil cuisine.
Hello, chef.
Yes,
Hi.
fine.
Feed me. I'm hungry.
Yeah, thank you.
What are we eating today?
Yeah, now is a rabbit biryani.
Okay.
Yeah, then marrow omelette.
Okay.
Rabbit biryani and bone marrow omelette. I might not look very surprised, but I'm actually stunned by today's menu. Chef Dorai Rajan is not only a Chettiar, but also a professional chef. And like a true professional, he has everything sorted.
So this is the basic biryani
Ingredients, yeah,
masala, no?
masalas.
The only thing that's different is the rabbit.
Yeah, rabbit.
Where is the rabbit?
Yeah, here only.
Oh, it looks like chicken.
No. This
It certainly looks a lot like chicken, but I'm sure it tastes different.
Okay, great. Let's go. I want to ask you, what is the speciality in Chettinad cooking? How is it so different from other cuisines in India?
This is normally the people are using ingredients. That is different. Main thing. They are using the very spicy food. All the foods, everything should be very hot. We basically use the pepper. Pepper is a very must.
Yeah,
Pepper powder.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Then after that, the garam masala. We using garam masala. Then oil. Everything is a very different type of.
What about the meat? Because the rabbit is not a very obvious choice in a lot of Indian homes. So why the rabbit?
The rabbit is a medicine food.
Medicine food?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah, this is very easily digestible.
Huh.
Then getting proteins also.
Correct.
Their taste will be different because they're using they restrict in the some peanut seeds.
Yeah.
They're not using much of peanut seeds,
Okay.
much of onion. They're not using.
What is that?
This is a mint leaf.
Okay.
This is
Ooh!
coriander leaf.
Wow! Mint in the biryani.
Yeah, mint. That is get small.
Can I smell it?
Yeah, I can. தண்ணி எடுப்பா.
Oh, rabbit goes in. The other thing I want to ask you is that apart from the rabbit, what else? What are the other meats that can be used in the biryani?
Biryani, chicken, mutton, prawns.
Prawns. Apart from that, those all I
Then
know.
kadai, quails, Japanese quails.
Japanese quills.
Yeah.
And
Dove biryani, dove.
dove.
Yeah.
Dove
Yeah,
biryani.
dove biryani, duck biryani.
Duck biryani.
Yeah.
Oh
Like
my
that,
God.
they will from the lands.
The birds
They
are
culture,
under
yeah.
threat in the Chettinad cooking. And rabbit biryani.
Rabbit biryani.
It's like an animal farm in Chettinad.
Then தண்ணி.
That's amazing.
தண்ணி போட்டுறாத.
Rice?
Yeah.
So the rice will cook separately?
No. We along with the meat.
Okay. Oh, the stock where you took the meat out,
Yeah.
now the stock will cook in the rice.
Finally, with a huge dollop of ghee, the biryani is ready.
Yeah, now the biryani is ready.
It's ready?
Now we open the dum.
Okay.
This called dum. Huh?
Chef, that's looking absolutely gorgeous. Okay, should we taste? It's very nice. It's very nice.
The rabbit was tender, a little gamey, and though it looked like chicken, it definitely didn't taste anything like it.
Spices are not.
Spices is very nice because it's very light, and the rabbit is chewy, slightly chewy, no?
இல்ல பஞ்சு மாதிரி இருக்கு.
Oh, it's very nice. Very light. It's not spicy at all. And here's the rabbit. Okay, let me
This
just
one
try
is
the
right,
meat.
right.
Yeah. That looks like a chicken leg.
Not chicken leg, rabbit. Like.
बहुत अच्छा है chef. What is next on the menu?
Yeah, the omelette.
Okay.
Nalli marrow omelette.
Okay, great.
Ah, the omelette with a bone marrow. Another unusual Chettinad googly.
The other Chettinad cooking tends to be very spicy, but because these are like very specific dishes, which is the rabbit biryani and the nalli omelette, it's a little less spicy than the other stuff, which I'm happy about actually. I don't like spicy food too much. Oh, so the nalli is not going to go into the egg?
No. With the, on only top.
Oh. The omelette is a quick fix for breakfast, but in the Chettiar community, since it takes so long, this could very easily be your lunch for the day. It's very subtle, very, very subtle. Because the nalli doesn't have any spices in it when it is cooked. So it's just like boiled bone marrow. It's very meaty. And I'm guessing this is very nutritional. Thank you so much for the biryani and the egg. And for your home, for letting us come in and meeting your family. Best of luck, and I'll see you later. Bye.
Nothing.
Very unusual lunch finished. Next up, I'm heading to Trichy proper. And first stop is the iconic ancient city landmark. And later, I see a dying Trichy skill which even had Winston Churchill for a fan. Located on the banks of the mighty Kaveri, Trichy is an ancient town and is especially famous for its temple. Everywhere you look, you can find a temple, big and small. In fact, Trichy is also home to the Sri Rangam temple, whose temple tower is considered to be the tallest in the world. Trichy has one thing which are even more numerous than its temples, then it's the billboards. Wherever you look, there is a leader of the masses staring down at you. Religion and politics. Trichy certainly is a city of strong beliefs. My first stop in Trichy is its most famous landmark that literally towers over everything else, the Rock Fort.
ट्रिची रॉक फोर्ट एक हिस्टोरिक फोर्ट और एक टेम्पल कॉम्प्लेक्स है जिसको इस रॉक पे बिल्ड किया गया है। ये जो रॉक है ये कोई ऐसी वैसी नहीं है, इसकी उम्र है 3.8 बिलियन ईयर्स। कैन यू इमेजिन दैट? इन फैक्ट ये हिमालय से भी ज़्यादा प्राचीन है। रॉक के टॉप पे पहुंचने के लिए 344 स्टेप्स हैं। आई थिंक आई शुड स्टार्ट नाउ।
Built on an 83-meter rock, the Rock Fort is actually a complex with a fort and temples, built by different rulers over the ages.
टोटल 344 स्टेप्स हैं। मैंने काउंट किया, मेरे सिर्फ 44 स्टेप्स हुए। 300 more to go. Oh God, I'm losing it. Come.
The climb is tough, but there are some brilliant things to keep me interested, like this ancient inscription dating back to the 3rd century BC.
It's like proper writing जैसे inscriptions होते हैं, और ये जो लिखे हुए हैं ये almost 1000 साल पुराने हैं या उससे भी ज़्यादा, और ये जो रॉक है वो 3.8 बिलियन ईयर्स पुरानी है। If there ever was another time, another place, this is it.
And one of the most fascinating temples is this temple built by the Pallavas. It's entirely carved into and out of the rock. Unbelievable.
इसकी हिस्ट्री ये है कि 6th century AD में पल्लवा डायनेस्टी ने ये जो बड़ी रॉक है उसमें से सारी पिलर्स और ये सारी images, inscriptions carve किए थे. This is Shiva, his representation of that time. It's gorgeous.
The journey to the top might be tiring, but the view here of the city is totally worth it. The temple at the top has a legend, and I'm meeting a local, Mr. Vishwanathan, to find out more about it.
Mr. Vishwanathan,
Welcome, ma'am.
how are you?
Hi, I'm fine. Welcome to this old city.
Thank you so much. This is the Vinayak temple,
Yeah,
is it?
Vinayaka temple, which is on the hill.
Right.
So there is a story for Vinayaka, Lord Vinayaka. I'll tell you interesting.
Okay.
Shall we go?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm thinking I had to climb 344 steps. So these are the last 40, I would think.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. According to mythology, so Rama fought the war with Ravana.
Okay.
Actually, after defeating Ravana, he returned to Ayodhya. Actually, he invited Vibhishana.
Okay.
Ravana's brother for his ceremony at Ayodhya to be celebrated for his crowning.
According to the legend, Vibhishan, the brother of Ravan, had come to Ayodhya for Lord Ram's coronation, and he asked him for a boon. That boon was to take back to Lanka the idol of the reclining Vishnu, Lord Ranganathan.
Okay, sir. So just to recap, Raman's elder brother Vibhishan came to Ram and said that I want this statue,
Yeah, that's
which is the sleeping Vishnu,
Yeah,
which
sleeping.
is the avatar is known as Lord Ranganathan,
Yeah,
right?
right.
And Ram said to him that you can have it on one condition, that the statue will never touch earth.
Yeah, that's right.
At which moment what happened?
Actually, he saw some boys. Going on there. So
Vibhishan had the statue.
yeah, Vibhishan have the statue.
And he was crossing through Trichy, and you had
Trichy.
said that he was at the bank of Kaveri doing his
bank of-
evening puja.
Evening puja.
Correct.
That time he saw some boys. Standing there. Standing there. He called that boy, and he called that, and actually he said, "You keep this idol with you, and it should not be keep it down. So I'll come back and I'll collect it out, performing my puja." Okay, the boy agreed, but the boy has some intention in his mind that Lord Ranganatha should not go out of this country.
Oh.
So he kept that idol here in Srirangam.
The climb certainly isn't easy, but listening to this beautiful legend is at least keeping me entertained.
इस कहानी के क्लाइमैक्स में फाइनली जब लिटिल बॉय विनायक विभीषण की स्टैचू जब उन्होंने ली उनसे, क्योंकि वो कावेरी पे पूजा कर रहे थे, तब विभीषण बड़ा गुस्सा हो गए और उन्होंने लॉर्ड विनायक को चेज़ किया। ठीक है, इस चेज़ सीक्वेंस में क्या हुआ कि विभीषण ने लॉर्ड विनायक के सर पे ऐसे टपली दी। जब टपली दी तो स्टैचू वहीं रह गई और लॉर्ड विनायक भाग के विभीषण से छुपते छुपाते इस रॉक के टॉप पे आके बैठ गए, और जहाँ स्टैचू गिरी आज वहाँ पर श्रीरंगम टेम्पल है जो यहाँ से दिखता है। Vinayak was very sharati.
So Lord Vinayak in the guise of a little boy came and hid from Vibhishan on this rock, and hence the temple is dedicated to him. What a legend. My next stop is the last stronghold of one of Trichy's best known exports of the past, cigars. Yes, cigars. And I'm going to meet Mr. Vasudevan, owner of Fenn Thompson & Co.
I don't know, you know what people don't know, I must tell you this, that this is the only gentleman in all of India who is domestically still making cigars. At this level, you know, at this sort of a basic organic level, right? You're the only one.
Yes.
Why are you still doing it? Why is it that everyone's shut shop and you're still doing it?
I have to give that. Just I'm having 6 to 7 people. I have to give that job.
Because making cigars is a specialized skill, his workers have been working with him for many years, some even over 60 years. Trichinopoly cigars were in fact very famous throughout the British Empire, and at its peak, millions were produced and exported annually. Even the famous Sherlock Holmes mentions this cigar in The Study in Scarlet.
What is this cigar called? This one?
This one is a Java Dasan.
Java Dasam.
Dasam.
And what are the other makes? That
Other makes we can make in Churchill special.
Churchill Special.
Yeah.
I have to see this.
This one is Churchill special.
Churchill, of course, the poster boy for cigar and you know the coolth that came with it.
Yes.
Why Churchill Special?
Churchill special is British.
I know, but why did you name the cigar after him?
He bought cigar from us, so we kept the name Churchill special.
Really?
And he will give order only. You have to make in my name of cigars
So Churchill ordered cigars from here,
from here.
from your
There means
great.
nearly 10 to 15 companies.
Yeah, right. So who is he dealing with? Your grandfather.
My grandfather.
Your grandfather.
Just like Winston Churchill, his clients have always been loyal to him. In fact, he doesn't retail his cigars, he only makes it on order. And sadly, this client base is dwindling rapidly.
Starts like this और खत्म होता है ऐसे. देखने में हो सकता है आपको ज़्यादा फर्क ना लगे, but definitely this is much smoother. But the thing is, ये पुल fully organic है और ये 4 लोग एक घर में बैठ के बनाते हैं. And this gentleman is the only one who's still doing it domestically, organically. आप मुझे बताओ, great grandfather's name?
ಸೋಳೆ ಪತ್ತೆ
Grandfather?
ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಎತ್ತಿನಂತೆ
Father?
ಭೈರವೇಲ್
Vasudevan. Still doing it. Not selling out. बाकी सबने अपनी दुकानें बंद कर दी. But he's still here in Trichy, in his home, making cigars.
One major influence in Trichy is the river Kaveri. It has been witnessed through Trichy's checkered history for all of time and is revered like a goddess. And at sunset, an aarti takes place on its banks, which I definitely want to be a part of.
That's haldi
Yeah, haldi,
and
kumkum, then the flowers.
okay, and the diya.
Yeah.
So just as is the whole thing we'll put into the river?
Yeah, you light the diya,
Yeah.
then you show to the goddess Kaveri, and
Yeah.
then you leave. So just now we are witnessing the Harati there.
Okay.
So people are assembled here. We are going to light this diya.
This one?
Yeah.
There?
Yeah.
Kaveri is treated very lovingly, and I suspect it's not a new phenomenon, but it has been like this through the ages.
And this is to appease her, or why is the aarti done?
It used to adore her, not appease.
How lovely. I said, is it to appease her? And says, no, it is to adore her. That's lovely. Everybody I feel in Tamil Nadu has a
Sure,
very
sure, sure.
interesting relationship with their god.
Normally it is the Indian culture also like this.
No, but in Tamil Nadu, it's a very personal relationship.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like it almost feels like you're talking about a family member.
Family, yeah.
No?
Though I'm not very religious, this experience was certainly touching. Could actually feel the intense adoration and love the people here feel for this river. Something I haven't seen anywhere else. Tomorrow is a new day, and I'm going to witness another unusual religious custom, as well as indulging in some martial arts, Trichy style. With a new day dawning in devoted Trichy, I'm all set to visit a temple complex called Jambukeshwar, which, though it's not as large as Sri Rangam, is still quite impressive in its own right. I'm in this temple for a reason, and the reason is to see a very unusual custom. A custom where a priest dresses as a woman, and to guide me, I have Navneet, a software professional by profession, but a temple volunteer by choice.
Every day, what do you call actually, it is a responsibility for a wife to take care of her husband.
Okay.
Okay, so each and every day, Akhilanteshwari send her priest to take care of his husband.
Okay. Of
As
her
if she,
husband.
as if she is the person who is taking care of her.
And Akhilandeshwari was an avatar of Parvati.
Yeah.
But what happens today is here in this temple, the priest dons this very feminine garb of a woman and does the same puja every day at noon for the Lord. The times are changing.
The temple is a Shiva temple founded by goddess Akhilanandeshwari, an avatar of Parvati, the wife of Lord Shiva. And because Akhilanandeshwari worshipped her husband Shiva at noon, the priest too, after dressing like the goddess, performs the puja at noon. I've had my fill of peaceful devotion and faith in Trichy. it's time to indulge in some action, Jet Li style.
Master, what is your name?
My name is Jet Li.
Why is your name Jet Li?
My master film, my teachers present to Jet Li,
Okay,
black belt holder.
okay. Oh, say that na. It's not Jet Lee like the Chinese Lee. It's his master who was also called Jet Li, and hence he was coined because apparently I can see he's very good. So, what was your name when you were young?
Tirthamalai.
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 What does it mean? Tirthamalai.
Tirthamalai. T-H-E-R-T-H-A-M-A-L-A-I.
What does it mean?
Mean வந்து water mountain.
Water mountain. I bet I can beat you at Panja.
I am try to national record, world record.
I know, but I think I can beat you. Come, let's try. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, wait. Okay, I can take support. You're a martial artist. Like.
Jet Li might not look that threatening, but he's a 3rd Dan black belt in a martial art called Shorin Ryu and is the holder of many records, including a Guinness World Record.
Three, go. I can't move a decimal. I can't move him at all. And he's so nice, he didn't even try and beat me. Thanks. Okay, he's very powerful. What was the last record that you broke?
Iron rod bend with eye.
What?
Iron rod bend with eye. 8 mm thick, 1 kg weight, 8 feet.
Does this look like this?
Yes.
You can bend this with your eye.
Iron rod.
With your eye. This with
Eye.
your...
Yes.
You want to do this now?
Now, yes.
I cannot stress this more strongly, but do not try this at home. By the way, these iron rods are used for construction inside buildings. Amazing.
It's bent. Nothing happens after you do it.
Right. Clear.
I don't even know what to say. It was a straight rod. This is an iron rod. He just bent it with his eye. Wow. Okay, just in case you don't know what happened here, let me show you. This is the rod that he bent. Huh? Now, I'll give you perspective. This is the rod that he started with. Look at that. It's almost bent by like 45 to 50 degrees. You turn it there. That's how much it's bent. Now that we've bent that, is there anything else you want to do?
Yes, ma'am. 3 glass.
3 glass.
Yes, ma'am.
This stunt requires him to put his whole body weight on just 3 glass tumblers while balancing upside down. Not easy. Not at all.
You're okay? All good? Okay, what do you want to try now? 1 glass. Yeah, you're there. And look at his face, huh? So calm, there's nothing on his face. Absolutely like... You were so good. Are you feeling okay? Can you teach me something, Jet Li? Yeah?
Okay.
Come.
What is the palm? Front and back.
Considering Jet Li is only making me do easy stuff and not the real cool things, My hopes of being a black belt bending iron rods is fast becoming a faraway dream.
Okay, that's my practice. Now Jet Li is going to do something on a car that I don't think you have seen. You need to see this. Should we go? Come.
Out how difficult this is, just try doing a headstand. Leave alone doing it on a moving car.
Well, I guess you could travel like that.
This certainly is not to be tried at home or even the road. That ends my journey, which was a bit strange in some ways. It certainly has been a whirlwind of experiences. Faith took on a whole new dimension for me at Thaipusam, while travelling took on another meaning in Palani. A little detour for a very unusual lunch of rabbit biryani. Along the way, I got to see how important religion is in this temple town of Trichy. But I think the most unforgettable experience was a nice Tamil man with a famous Chinese name doing some very unusual things. This trip has certainly been strange.
Check 1, 2, 3, 4.